Hey girl, hey! All right guys, I'm so excited. Today I am going to walk through my Foxy and Flawless go-to look. And I'm so excited to show you these steps. So I am going to first apply my concealer, and I use a medium. I like to, sometimes I use my dual purpose brush to apply my concealer as I have really see how it creases? It just allows it to go underneath, and I can really get under my lashes and get in there. I did apply my vitamin C moisture cream before starting this. My skin takes a while to absorb, and so I applied it and waited about 10 minutes before I got started, just to allow it to absorb into my skin. And really give it that moisture and keep it all moisturized all day long. So if you're not familiar with what concealer does, concealer is going to cover up your blemishes and any dark circles. I have some spots on my face, and so I like to give it some little extra concealer there as well. And just cover it a little extra right there is one. So we offer 4 different shades of concealer. It comes in light, medium, tan, and deep. Those are the exact same shades that we come with our foundations. So once we match you with your foundation, we would have a concealer, bronzer, veil, and blush that match your foundation. So next I'm going to apply my foundation. I'm a 2.0 golden medium. And the cool thing about our containers is we have this twist and lock feature. So what that means is if I tip it over, it's not going to come out. So it's a really cool feature with our containers. If you are a person that travels a lot, or you know, if you keep it in your makeup bag or in a drawer or in a basket, you don't have to worry about it spilling out and everything coming, you know, out. And so when you take off the lid, there's a whole bunch there. Now that's as long as you remember to do the twist and lock. Now I'm going to use my Kabuki brush, which I love, you guys. I have had this brush for 10 months now. I've probably washed it like 50 times. I literally just wash with a little dollop of Dawn dish soap and allow it to dry overnight. I squeeze all the minerals out and go from there. So when you're applying your foundation, you're literally going to use a very little amount. It's all about buffing, and as if you don't know what buffing is, that means that you're going in a circular rotation. And it allows you to buff the minerals onto your face. You use very, very little amount of foundation. I tell people that you're going to use no more than the size of a quarter, and more likely you're going to use more around a nickel. If you're not familiar with minerals, or you never used 100% natural products, you're probably going to use a little more than you normally would when you first start, simply because you're not used to it and you think you're not getting that coverage. But you guys, it takes very, very little amount to get the coverage. I'm going to get my hair out of here. So other than having concealer on this side, I have foundation on this side, and just some concealer on those spots. But look at that coverage, you guys. Like, look at, I mean, when you look at my forehead, like, look at how still red and blotchy it is, and look at how much just smoother it is, and how it just blends with my hair. I mean, what? Can you believe it? Like, that's amazing. Drop in the comments below what you think. Let me know. Show me some love. Okay, so now I'm going to apply it on my other side. So when you get your Flawless Face in the mail, you get a little tip card like this. And on the back, it has step-by-step instructions telling you as far as what to apply and how to apply it. One thing that it's going to tell you when you're applying your foundation is it's going to tell you that it apply it in a 3 form and then an E form. I simply don't do that just because of the way that my shape of my face is. It just easier for me to do a smaller 3 and then come up and around my forehead. So I just want you to know, like, you can follow it to a T, but play outside of the lines. Do what works best for your face and how you apply it in the form, you know, that you use with your hand. So you always want to make sure you blend down onto your neckline. And next I am going to apply my bronzer. So look, you can see I have foundation on. I could simply walk out of the house right now. I look flawless. You can see it covers my blemishes so much more. Bam. But we gonna keep going because, like I said, we going for Foxy and Flawless and my go-to look. So the next thing I'm gonna apply is my bronzer, and I am going to use our Island Girl bronzer. You guys, the Island Girl bronzer is a bronzer that is near and dear to my heart. I'm still going to use my Kabuki brush. The Island Girl bronzer is actually one of our products that we feature that gives back to another charity. So we are lucky and we have partnered with 2 different charities. And the Island Girl bronzer is, we partnered with Kenny Chesney for the Love for Love City Foundation. And is what that benefits is last year, so in like late summer of 2017, early fall, depending on where you live, we had so many horrible hurricanes. Well, the hurricanes wiped out the Virgin Islands, and Kenny Chesney created the Love for Love City because he wanted to be able to help them rebuild and provide funds. So we partnered right with him, created this bronzer. 100% of the proceeds go directly to the Love for Love City Foundation. So if you are looking for a bronzer, I'm telling you, look at that one, because not only are you going to get something for yourself, but you're going to be able to give back and help those in need. So with bronzer, you can use it more like a contour where you can go along your jawline, or you can put it all over your face. I prefer to put it all over my face simply because it just gives me that all over bronze look. And then in the summer, as I get tanner, I actually change my bronzer, but I do not change my foundation. Simply because my skin tone didn't change, but my skin tone changed as far as I got some sun. And so by bronzing my face a little darker, it allows it to balance it a little more with my chest, because the minerals have natural minerals in them that are in SPF and allows me to have some sun protection. So my face doesn't really always get the color like the rest of my body. So it's the same thing. You're going to use no more than the size of a quarter, no less than the size of a nickel, more than likely if you are doing your whole face. If you're contouring, you might more use like a dime or a penny size on your face, depending on, maybe even a little less, depending on the shape of your face and where you're all contouring. If you're contouring, I recommend that you use our multitasker brush. If you are putting all over, you could use the Kabuki or the multitasker brush. It's kind of your call. So same thing, you just want to buff down, make sure that you have it all covered. Okay, so then on the Flawless Face, this is where I actually kind of like go crazy. I kind of do my own thing. I actually apply my mineral veil next. The mineral veil is what holds your products in place for 18 plus hours. Yeah, you heard that right. 18 plus hours. Yeah. Like, I mean, for real, if it's going to hold my product in place for 18 plus hours, you better believe I'm going to call this the Magic Minerals. Like, I am obsessed. Like, I love that I can get ready in the morning and my makeup can look the same all day long. I don't have to worry about reapplying if I'm going out at night. It's probably the one that I don't tap as well, and I just kind of like overuse. And that's because, man, if it is the magic stuff, like, I'm going to make sure it's like on there. Now, I'm not saying you got to overuse to get the coverage. I'm just saying I'm a person who's mental. I get in my head. I think of things. And if I say it is what's going to keep that coverage, then I'm going to make sure it gets all that coverage. So with our veils, we have some that have a little bit of a sparkle. We have some that have more of a matte look. I prefer the Dream of Me when I don't have as much of a tan. It's kind of more of a matte. But then as I get a little tanner and my body like naturally has that like glow, I switch sometimes and use the Sexy Back Veil. But you can, like I said, play outside of the lines and find something that you like. I should say I use the multitasker brush to apply my veil. I'm going to continue to use the multitasker brush, and I'm going to move on to my blush. I am going to use Cake in a Cup. Cake in a Cup is literally one of my favorite blushes, hands down. I feel like it really just makes the, you know, my cheeks and the apple of my cheeks just really pop, and gives it that nice little hello color. I don't wear this every day. It definitely depends on what I'm doing with my eyes, but when I am going to my go-to Foxy and Flawless look, I definitely use the Cake in a Cup because, as you're going to see, I'm going to do more of a brown on my eyes, and this allows me to get a little more color onto my look. So I'm just moving. Okay, so now everything I have on is what is called my Flawless Face. So I applied 9 products. I applied a moisturizer. I applied my concealer, my foundation, my bronzer, my veil, and my blush, and then I used 3 different brushes. I used my dual purpose brush, my multitasker brush, and my my kabuki brush. So I used 9 different items to put on my Flawless Face, and now I'm going to move on to my eyes, as I said. And I'm going to use my electric blue liner. So the cool thing about our liquid liners is you can see here that it is a felt top, and they are dual-sided. So what I mean by that is the top of this tip where it is a felt is the exact same on the bottom. So if you find that your liner is starting to get a little dry, literally grab some tweezers, pull it out, and flip it around and put it right back in there, and you are going to have what's going to feel like a brand new liner all over again. So a liquid liner is $20, and it lasts me 8 months before I found that it dried out. So I don't know, you do the math. I think that's a pretty good deal. Okay, so I'm going to apply my electric blue liner. I bought this shade because I wanted to have every shade in stock for my clients, and I did not anticipate loving this liner, and I literally am like in love. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh, like for real. In love with this electric blue liner. I am begging for more bright colors because I love it so much. My eye's a little blurry, so okay. On to the next. The cool thing, and you're going to see, I'm definitely not one of those people that when I'm recording these for you, that I anticipate perfection, that I anticipate that I have to do things. Like, I'm like a real, like, Joe Schmo, like, small town Iowa girl. Like, I just do my makeup. And so any of you who are watching, like, thank you. And you're going to see that sometimes I go back and, like I said, I mess up and I reapply. But that's the great thing, because, like, that's so real life. Like, come on, who can sit down and, like, do things absolutely the same way every single time? Like, it's kind of like riding a bike. We learn to ride a bike, we fall down. So I'm learning to do my line, and some days I ride it straight and some days I don't. Okay, so now I am going to move on to my eyeshadow, and I called this my Foxy Flawless look. Well, you guessed it, I'm going to use my Foxy eyeshadow, and I'm going to use my, my smudger brush. This brush I like best to apply on my lower lid, simply because it allows me to not have to have as much. It's a little stiffer brush, and it allows me to smudge. I have small eyelids, and I don't have to worry about having too much excess on there and it falling off, or my brush being so big that it goes clear up to my brow. So we have several different options as far as what you may like for your eyes to apply with a brush. So if you're looking for a rounded, if you're looking for an angled, if you're looking for a curved, like, there's so many different options. Like, just drop them in the comments below and let me know, and I will reach out to you and help you find the right brush for you. Isn't this so beautiful? Like, I just love the Foxy. So the Foxy, sometimes I even use it as a mineral liner. I will apply it with our angled precision liner brush and wear it as a liner. It's like so gorgeous. Like, I love it. So you're probably wondering, because you might watch a lot of shows and you see like that they go extremely perfect into the creases. I used to wear 3 different shades, and then I started to find that our minerals blend so perfectly and so beautifully that I didn't need to do that. So I actually intentionally go over my crease with my Foxy eyeshadow or whatever shadow I'm using on my lower lid, and I blend with my upper lid the same, like I blend them together, and then I create that third shade by blending the two. So the next shade that I'm going to use up on my highlight, up on my upper lid, is I'm going to use Hazelnut. This is definitely my go-to shade as far as using up top. Sometimes I interchange what I'm using on my lower lid, but I love Hazelnut. It just really helps, like, pops. It matches with my hair, matches with my brows. So yeah, so I'm going to use my dual purpose brush. And just to show you the difference in the brushes that I'm using on my eyes, this was the smudger brush that I used on with my Foxy, and then this is the dual purpose that I'm going to use on with my upper lid. So I just I apply all the way across, and then I come back and I kind of like dab, 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 you know, and like kind of like blend. It's like a dab blend. I don't know. A dab and a blend. I have like a small little pocket in there, so I like this because I can just kind of like come in there and line up to my brow. And go from there. So see how it just blends on the two? Like, it just gives it that little natural. So I just found that I didn't have to like have a third shade because it blends so smoothly for me naturally. Now, I do use a third eyeshadow, but you just hang tight because I'm going to show you one of my favorite little tricks. There was a popular trend in 2017, and I now do it daily. So sometimes if I feel that I go a little too far crazy with my Hazelnut, I come back with my smudge brush. I don't put any more shadow on it, I just kind of go over the Foxy to give it that pop again. And then, like I said, I'm not always perfect at applying. And so you can see I went down on my liner. Well, guess what? I just come right back down, and I really like this blue to pop. And I come right back over my line and give it that little pop. I've had people ask me, why do I apply my liner first? I just find it helps me, you know, be smoother, and I don't know. It just helps me. Like, I can see the lines better. I don't already have color on there, so I can tell. And if I get crazy or I mess up or I get a V, like, I can easily cover it up with my eyeshadow. It's easier to fix that way. So yeah. All right, so the next that I am going to apply is my go-to, my Lash Mascara. This is our water-resistant volumizing mascara. I love it. It is so lightweight. It doesn't feel like I have, like, really doesn't feel like I have anything on, and I'm a mascara like junkie. I used to literally have like 20 different mascaras in my drawer because I would always buy all these different ones if they were on sale or try them or whatever. And now, ever since finding Sweet Minerals, like, hands down, Lash is what I use almost every single day. The only time that I don't use it is if I'm going swimming. Then I use our Lash Splash mascara, which is our water resistant mascara, but I love it. So I go over the back of my lashes, and then I come back around and do the front. Don't mind my mascara mouth. And then I'm going to apply it on the bottom. I find with me, the way my lashes curl, I pull them in from the inside out. And then I come under and just kind of fluff. My lashes like naturally curl down to my skin. And so it's just easier for me to apply that way. Sometimes I do touch the inside. Well, there's nothing like a good old Q-tip to save it. Okay, so you can see I have Lash mascara on and none. So it's not over dramatic volumizing. It literally just gives it that little pop. It gives it some volume. It gives it some oomph. Like, I mean, look at the bottom. Crazy, right? Okay, so now I'm going to do my other eye. Now the bottom, so same thing. See, I just kind of like brush it in. See how I pulled them over? And same thing, I come to the outside. And that's just, for me, that's the way they curl. So if you struggle with applying that without getting it on your lower, now obviously sometimes I do get it on my lower, as you saw that I did just a minute ago. I just found I'm less likely to get it on if I do it that way. Okay, so there is with my Lash, but I ain't done. I told you this is my go-to flawless Foxy look. Foxy Flawless, whatever way you want to call it. Foxy Flawless, Flawless Foxy. I take the lengthening gel, which you may have watched my video that says Lashes for Days. Well, that I show exactly these two as well in that. but I use the lengthening gel, which comes in our high def lashes, and I give myself some extra length. If I'm getting ready during the day, this would be my go-to look. And then if I was, say, going out at night and I just wanted to give myself an extra like pop, but I don't need to reapply all my products because I got that 18+ hour wear, then I literally come home, take my lengthening gel, and I apply it and go from there. And it just gives my eyes that extra pop. And sometimes I do exactly what I did where I touched with my mascara, but guess what? Again, I just took my smudge brush and just blended, and it's all back to good. Same thing, I'm going to go on the bottom. So you can see I have just Herbal Lash on this eye, and I have lengthening gel on this eye. Like, see how it just gives it that extra length? I love it. I love it. Love it. And I got my mascara on. And as I say, I have blessed brows. So I literally sometimes just take a brush, little disposable mascara one, brush my brows. I am thankful and I don't have to do them. If you do have to do them, don't worry. Watch videos. I have them saved from other Sweet Minerals people that may have done them, or some of the co-founders, and you can get some tips and tricks on there, or shoot me a message. I have a how-to and I have a product tip, and we can go through step by step on how to apply them. So lastly is my lips. We have lipsticks, which are your normal lipsticks. We have lip glosses, and we have lip crayons. If this was a regular, like, go-to look, I would either apply a lipstick, a lip crayon, or a gloss, depending on the day. But I always generally lean towards pink. So we are going to go for a lipstick, and I'm going to apply my favorite, the Lollipop. It is bright pink. I love it, because I feel like it allows my mouth to have some more bright color and help pop. Boom. And there you go. This is my Foxy Flawless look. What do you think? Stay tuned. I'll post my before and after right after. But thanks for watching. Drop in the comments and let me know what you think. Shoot me a message if you'd like to get together for a free makeover. Bye, guys.